Over the next 15 minutes, you can scroll me away, you can alternate me, you can move on to your phone, Facebook, Instagram, and that's completely fine with me. But I just want to share with you 3 things that today you can start to make your life more fulfilling, more satisfying, and most importantly, more joyful. More, better, faster. This is the narrative that Singapore has given to us and probably in other parts of the world as well. We need to go better, faster, and we need to do much more. But the truth is that, is this really the case? Pandemic is the biggest interruption in the history of mankind. And instead of the world collapsing, we've actually found more time for our families, for our friends, for our loved ones. Has this necessarily been a bad thing? Today, we no longer work at work, we work from home. Today, we no longer can congregate in large groups at big parties. But is our life really that worse off than before? Today, I want you to start thinking, what can I start doing moving forward as we move out of this pandemic? So think about, what do I want to take from time, and what do I want to leave behind during this time? So here are 3 things that you might want to consider. Firstly, stop leading. You know, the greatest myth that we might have today is that all of us can be leaders. In fact, that's what Toastmasters say. Toastmasters, where leaders are made. But is that really true? Are leaders made or are leaders born? Is everyone cut out to be a leader? Today I'll give you 3 reasons why that is not necessarily the case. And why not everyone should try to lead. The first and most important reason is because the leader is not necessarily the best person. You have all seen in your organizations where you work that the leader isn't often the most capable person. It's probably a person that is very good at playing politics. If you are good, then maybe you're a good leader. The second reason is that when we focus exclusively on the skills of leadership, we tend to downplay our skills in other areas. So we tend to discount the skills that we have in specific areas and look at skills that we don't necessarily have, like leadership. So today you might argue with me that leadership is something that I can learn. Leadership is something that I can build, something that I can develop. After all, this is the point of Toastmasters, to build and make better leaders. But here's a question for you. If everyone is a leader, then who are they going to lead? If everyone is a leader, who are they going to lead? So the point is that there can only be a few leaders, and there must be followers. If you start looking down on yourself when you are a follower, looking down at the skills that you bring into your organization, you do yourself a disservice. If you keep pining over the leadership position that you want, you do yourself a disservice. If you keep looking down on yourself, no one can help you. So today my point is, rather than pining for that leadership position, be glad for who you are and for where you are. Be glad for who you are and for where you are. John is talking loads of crap, I'm not going to listen to him. And I just want to take this time to pause and to just invite some comments and questions from the floor. So, would you argue that leaders are made rather than born? I'd love to hear your feedback. If Hongmo, do you want to share something? Oh, Hongmo, you can say something. You don't have to write it. Yeah, I see Warren saying something. Warren, you want to share about why you say that leaders are both made and born?
Well, some people are kind of like born leaders. They are born to be very brave, to make bold decisions. But some of us who may be timid, but that's where we start to build leadership along our lives, along our way.
Yeah. And I think Homo writing that leaders are born but must be brought out of their comfort zone. Yeah, those are very, very useful perspectives. Today I hope I've given you some thought about maybe enjoying where you are and stopping to chase after leadership. I wonder why do I say this? In my third year of university, I stopped trying to chase after leadership positions. I focused on speaking, writing, and teaching. My core skills. After years and years of failing as a leader, here are some examples. I ran for a student council position. I got 0 votes and got disqualified. I tried to lead my team. I didn't make it as captain, and I stopped talking to my friends. And maybe today you are the same. In the positions that you try to lead, things haven't just come as naturally as you have thought it to be. And maybe today it's time for you to reconsider. Do I actually like leadership? Or is it a burden for me? And I think the second question you should ask yourself is, why? Why am I actually trying to lead? Is it to fulfill society's expectations of me? Or is it because I have really something special that I can bring to the team around me? Maybe today, stop trying to lead. The second thing that I'll encourage you to do is to stop working in teams. Maybe you think, well, John now is really crazy. Teamwork seems to be an essential skill of the 21st century. But is it? Is it really essential? People say that teamwork is necessarily for creativity, for collaboration, for better ideas. But is that really the case? No, that is not the case. Why do I say this? Let me give you 2 reasons. The first reason is because teamwork stifles ideas. Teamwork stifles ideas. When you are in a team discussing ideas, you will notice that people who are quieter often take a step back. And they might not be as comfortable sharing their ideas in such a big team. The thing about teamwork is that it also encourages groupthink, where ideas tend to look the same as what the group thinks. And if you don't believe me, let me share with you what Johnny Ive, the former Chief Design Officer of Apple, said. When they were developing the iPhone, Johnny Ive was very scared Tony I said this of Steve Jobs. He said, because Steve is so quick to give an opinion, I didn't show him stuff in front of other people. He might say, this is shit, and stop the idea. I feel that ideas are very fragile. So you have to be tender when they are in development. I realized that if he pissed on this, it would be so sad, because I know it was so important. Kathy, if you see the phone in your hand today, that might not have existed. That might not have existed if we insisted on teamwork. Secondly, teamwork tends to destroy great ideas. If you look at the history of mankind, very often great ideas have come about by people, individuals working in solitude for long periods of time. Famously, Charles Darwin, as a young child, loved to take solitary walks in the woods by himself. Charles Darwin came up with the theory of the evolution of mankind. Steve Wozniak, the inventor of the first Macintosh computer, was famously introspective and always worked alone. Research also shows that when you work in teams, when you have brainstorms, you actually produce less ideas. In Susan Cain's great book, Quiet, she shows that research has actually shown that ideas created among groups of 9 are actually less than ideas created in groups of 6, which is less than ideas created in groups of 4. This is proof that when you think in a brainstorm session, it's not necessarily the best way to work. As you prepare to move out of this pandemic, I want you to start thinking about the assumptions that you have held about work. The assumption that work needs to happen in the office, that we need to work in teams to be creative and to do good stuff. The assumption that we have to always be leading, to be doing something great. This is a chance where you tear down those assumptions and to begin building on a firmer foundation of ideas. Firstly, stop trying to lead others. Start leading yourself. Today, ask yourself, what would I do if I had no fear? Leadership, very simply, is moving a person from A to B. Today, rather than looking at how you can move people from A to B, look at how you can move yourself from A to B. Ask yourself, what would I do today if I had no fear? What would I do today if I had no fear? Secondly, stop working in teams. Start working and being comfortable with yourself. Because deep within you, there's a fountain and well of ideas that you have yet to tap on. But all throughout life, perhaps today you have tried to hide behind the ideas of others, conform to the expectations of society, and thought of how you'll be laughed at if some of your ideas came to life. See, today it's time to take a step back from the teams that you're at and to start working exclusively with yourself. Most importantly, I want you stop trying be the person society wants you to be, and to wholeheartedly constantly